Hello, welcome back to Iconic, the podcast with me, Lynda Stretton. I am a new paradigm business coach and mentor to high achieving women. And today I just want to talk about how we create an iconic business. And in summary, it's by creating an iconic brand. Brand is everything. Brand equals we stand for something. It equals connection. And a lot of people misunderstand brand. So people often think the brand is like the logo, the font, the colors, the tone of voice, all the different things. The brand is everything. The brand is the product suite, the mission, the message. It is everything, the customer experience. But ultimately, what brand is an energy, a frequency, and a feeling. And what people are doing when they're buying into a brand is buying into a feeling. They're buying into how we make them feel. So this goes for whether we're a coach, healer, mystic, therapist, someone who's offering a service, or whether we've got a physical product that we're selling, we're buying because of how it makes us feel. And so for me, when I'm creating my brand, things I want people to feel are activated, powerful, inspired. So I want people to feel activated to make a change in their life. I want them to feel like powerful enough to go after it. I want them to feel like unstoppable, like anything I want, I'm going to achieve. I also want them to feel abundance. I want them to feel like wealth is their birthright, and that wild abundance is available to all of us. And that's not just money. Like maybe I'll do a separate episode about abundance, but I want them to feel like super abundant, Taurus stellium vibes. But I also want them to feel safe and held. I want them to feel like Lynda's got me. Like whatever I need, Lynda will have me. So this, when I was running my nutrition business, clearly that makes sense in that environment. It's like, yeah, anything I need, any nutrition advice, Lynda's got me. In a business sense, I still want them to feel I'm safe, I'm held by Lynda. Lynda not only has 20 years business and marketing experience, she knows everything about strategy and processes and the technology and all those different like masculine things. She's going to hold me through that stuff. She's going to tell me, she's going to teach me, she's going to make sure I know all the different things to do. But she's also going to hold me through what it really means to be in a high-level business coaching and mentoring container. She's going to hold me in those days when I want to quit. She's going to hold me when I'm putting my all into it and nobody's buying from me. She's going to hold me when my partner is triggered by my success and it's creating us to butt heads, and I feel like I'm completely alone, and I feel like I want to dim my light and quit and go back to my old life because my partner is threatened by my success. She's going to hold me when my friends and family don't get it and they think I'm crazy from throwing in the corporate job and going into launching my own business when I have no business experience. I want my clients to not only be activated, feel powerful, feel abundant, but also feel I got you. And that's my brand. And that's why my brand isn't going to be like bright colors and things, because for me, there's a calmness. My son is in gate 27, gate of caring. It's like caring, nurturing energy. There's a calmness about that energy of being in my space. Yeah, I'm going to be like powerful and pep talk, and I'm going to do all that stuff. And you'll see me in Vox, and I'll be going a million miles an hour, and I'll be getting really excited in that 1 minute. And then another minute, I'll be holding you. We'll be going through some breath work. I'll be activating you and all the things. That's my brand. Another brand may, be, for example, be something completely different. So when I'm in your space, when I'm in a different brand space, I may feel, calm, serene. I may feel, I should have a brand example to chat you through here. I'm just thinking, what different brand elements are? But you get what I mean. We're all going to have different things that, different feelings we want to portray to our clients. And it comes from the energy, and it comes from the frequency. And everything that we're creating with our brand, the colors, the fonts, the tone of voice, the messages, the customer experience, the product suite, the coding of the containers we create, which I'll do a separate podcast on. The different elements are all creating a feeling. And ultimately, when people discover us, whatever that is, whether that's Instagram or podcast or a Facebook group or a magazine PR piece that we've done, like whatever it is, however they find us, people want to feel seen. I always talk about making sure my clients feel seen, heard, and understood. When I'm with Lynda, I feel seen, heard, and understood. Like that's how I want people to feel. We won't necessarily get all of that if they just come into contact with us straight away, but we want them to feel seen. We want people to feel I'm at home. Like, oh my God, this person gets me. I feel so at home here. I feel validated. I don't feel crazy. I don't feel like I've gone from like, no one understands me, like no one understands my ambition and my drive and like all these different things I want for my life, and that I want to create all this generational wealth and all these different things. And suddenly I'm in a space where like, she gets it. She, he, whoever you are, she gets it. I feel so at home here. And when we create this kind of brand, this is when people come looking for you. It's like, you haven't posted for 3 days. Where are they? Where are they? And they come looking for you, and they're going to your stories. They're like, go to your profile. Like, have I missed a post? A story? Have they been on the stories? Like, where are they? This is what it really means to create a brand. We make them feel at home. We make them feel. They feel something. They create this attachment. And there's no right or wrong feeling, because we all want to feel different feelings. That it's to do with your business and what you're offering your clients and the spaces you want to hold and the products you want to deliver. You're creating a feeling. And it's so powerful when we start to look at brand in this way, when we stop thinking, oh, I'm going to launch a business and I need colors and I need fonts and I need to think about my tone of voice. It's like, where do you start? But to get clear on feeling first changes the game. And a brand is also our values, so when people come across me, they're going to work out my values over time. They're going to realize, family is super important to me. I don't want to be an absent mum. I want a work-life balance. I want to be present with my kids, all the different things. So like family and being a mum, super important to me. Growth, constantly learning, constantly investing in myself, constantly working with high-level mentors, constantly evolving, growing, growth. So people that, want a work-life balance, value like work-life balance, value growth, straight away going to come in. I value getting the money in the hands of more spiritual people. So someone identifying as a spiritual person, they're going to associate with that. And I value getting the money in more women and supporting women going after their dreams. For too long, too many women have played too small. And this has been my career all the way along, like from the start. Like probably at some stage I'll talk about, all the different things I did over time. But, when I was in corporate and I went in at like first head of department level, in my latest role, the business over 2,000 people, I was in the senior leadership team of just 22 people. There are only 3 women in that 22 people. And I was that woman who didn't just nod and go along and try and fit in. I was the one who spoke out. I've learned about, a lot about men and polarity. And since then, there's a lot of things I would do differently if I was in corporate ever again. However, at the time, it was just me being me. I would stand up for what I believed in. I would push back if I didn't agree, and I was the voice of the customer. So people, do you know what? Once, this is really funny. So once, in my feedback from my line manager, it's like, Lynda, you're amazing, all these different things. Like, this is all great, but you've got a reputation internally of caring more about the customer than you have about the bottom line, which cracks me up now, because I'm like, yes. And I know that's feedback that's not supposed to be great feedback. I'm taking that as such positive feedback, because if we care about customer, and this is part of brand, the customer experience, when we care about a customer, they're going to keep coming back. So that takes care of the bottom line. You kind of don't need to worry about it. Like, the sales are just going to come in. If we focus on making the customer feel a certain way through everything we talk about, etc., the customer experience. When I switched that latest brand I was working at, so when I came in, they asked me to create some second interviews, like present some creative routes for the brand kind of thing. And, I did like 4 or 5 different routes and these different ways you could go. And when I got offered the job, I said, I'm only taking this job if you let me create a brand. And it was a business that did high-low pricing, we call it high-low pricing. So it's where it's like, you're basically on sale. Products like full price, then they go on sale. And then TV ads are just sale, sale, sale. This is half price now. This is half price now. Get this now. Like that was the brand. And I'm like, that's got no longevity. The branding, like the logo was dated. The proposition was dated. The clothes that the staff were wearing in store were dated. Like, everything was really dated, and it was attracting a certain demographic, an older audience who, creates no longevity, because, it was those people kind of, one of a better word, die off. I should say this was like within furniture as well. So it was only a product they were buying kind of like every 8 to 10 years. It wasn't like you've got a really loyal audience and they're coming back every single week. It was like, we need to broaden the attraction to a younger audience, young families who are going to start like buying this more regularly and then start buying these products for kids and all the different things. So it was like, we need to broaden this. And that's high-low pricing. There's no emotional connection. We're not making them feel anything other than that brand's cheap because they do sales. It's cheap. Do people always want to buy the cheapest thing? No, it's a myth. It's a myth that people always want to get the cheapest thing. I do not want to just buy the cheapest thing. Taurus Stellium, not going to buy the cheapest thing. And a lot of other people aren't, people want to invest in themselves and their families and all the different things because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel abundant. It makes them feel like they've achieved something, I regularly go to our local pub for tea, and it's a beautiful pub. It's not like, it's a proper like restaurant where the burger is nearly £20. A large glass of Rioja is like £8-9. I could go to a different pub and pay half the price on all the different things, but the experience there, the quality of the food, the service, like I'm such like a down to earth, like I'll chat to anybody kind of person, and I go in there and everyone knows it. It's like everyone knows us, everyone knows the kids, they know my mum and dad, they speak to us by name. Like, I feel so at home there. The food's amazing. I feel like I've really treated myself. I haven't just gone out for a meal because I can't bother to cook. It's like I've gone into abundance. Like I've really treated myself. And people want these experiences as well. And so how we make people feel is important. And making people feel at home is important. This is an example of how Taylor Swift is so successful, and people have stayed with her. You know, so many pop stars come and go. They have a successful album, you never hear from them again. You know, the second album flops, they don't come back. Taylor Swift, not only has she's like constantly evolved and all the different things, all the amazing things, she's an incredible brand. She's done these incredible things, but she makes people feel so seen, heard, and understood. She makes them feel at home, because when she's speaking from experiences that so many other people go through. So it's like, he treated me bad, you know, it's from all the different stages, like, he treated me so bad, I want to get back, I want to get my what's the word? I want to get revenge. I want to like get back at him, whatever the word is. You know, she treated me bad, mean girls vibes, like, you did this to me, like, yeah, I can experience this, you know. And then it's like, oh, I'm so in love, like, it's the best thing ever, I've been dreaming about you for so long. Like, she's going through these different things that people are experiencing at different times, and people just see, like, they see themselves in her. Yet she's this like huge successful pop star, like with multi, I don't know, could she be a billionaire yet? Who knows? But multi millions, like living this lifestyle. But people see themselves in her from the experience they go through. And it's like, oh, I want to listen to everything she says. Obviously not everybody, not everyone loves Taylor Swift, but like, I mean, it's a great example. It's a great example of creating a brand and how we make people feel. What else do I want to say? Let me just think before I go. So when we're creating this brand, and this is where there's so much more to talk about here, but something that I think is really, really important is that, and what I work through with my clients is getting really embodied in what we want to teach, and then focusing on ourselves out instead of going around and looking at what other people are doing and copying. So many trainings out there. When I first came into this industry a couple of years ago, and I'd come from having a 45 million budget, and I was like, okay, now I need to run a business with no money. Like, I know an amazing marketeer. How the hell do I do it without money? So I started like signing up for programs. And honestly, some of these programs tell you to go and look at competitors, you haven't got any competitors. Can I just say that now? You don't have any competitors, because nobody is you. And if other people do things similar to you, and someone likes you and somebody else, they will buy from you and somebody else. That person isn't competitive. Nobody has lived your life. No one has your experience. People can have, you know, studied the same course as you. No one's going to interpret in the same way. No one's going to deliver it in the same way. You have no competitors. There's no such thing as competition. In my world, there is no such thing as competition. Other people say differently. I say there's only one you. Stay in your own lane, do your own thing, stop thinking about competition. Anyway, but yeah, something I've noticed, I was speaking to my mentor this week about this, is how much copying in inverted commas there is. And whether it's intentional or not, I'm not saying everyone just goes out there. It's like, oh, what creative did this person use? And I'll just copy it. But so many people are just doing the same things. And then you see somebody who, you know, a coach, I think I talked about this last podcast, apologies if I've said this. Somebody's done something in a certain way, and then she'll share to her stories, like her clients, and then you'll go on that client's page and they're doing the same creative. And then she'll talk about something one day and they'll talk about it the next day. And it's like, come on, come up with your own ideas, love. But that's not how you create an iconic brand. You can't have an iconic brand when you are the same as other people. Becoming iconic means you are totally different to anyone else. And we all have the opportunity to become iconic, because we are all individual. We should all be iconic in our own right. Different levels, you know, icon, big word, I get it. But if we are completely unique in the market, and that's our messages, our story, our look, our creative, our tone of voice, all the different things all merging together. And this is what astrology is amazing at helping us with, because even, you know, oh, I'm a Taurus. Well, you might be a Taurus, but you might have Mercury in Aries, and you may have your Jupiter in Gemini and XYZ. And somebody else may be a Taurus, but then they've got their Mercury in Taurus and their Venus in Taurus, like me. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all so unique. The way we speak, our life experience, all different things so unique. Anyway, I need to wrap this up because I've got a client call in 4 minutes and I just need to cram my energy back down. But this was on my heart, so I want to speak about it. So creating an iconic business starts with creating an iconic brand, and then creating an iconic brand is about energy. It's about frequency. It's about feeling. People want to feel connected. They want to feel connection. They want to feel at home. It's how you make them feel. The words of how you want them to feel going to be different for all of us, going to depend on our services. It's really important that you tap in. If you want to go deeper in this, by the way, so there's a couple of ways I support people. I do soul business mapping VIP 1 or 2 day sessions. So I do those in person in Manchester, but they can also be a virtual retreat. So I do them as virtual retreats with people. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you see all my walls everywhere. There's paper everywhere. We map everything out. I literally map out your business for you. We're mapping out everything. So you can do these immersive VIP days, which are incredible. And if you like, and honestly, they're really designed for people who are like, either this downloaded as a transmission to me out of meditation. It was like, this is people stuck in corporate that just want to go now. They want to go. They're like, I want to spend a day with you. I want to spend 2 days with you. I want to map out who my customer is, my product suite, my branding, all the different things, like my pricing, my services, my processes, like this. I want to know it all. Like, can we just get together and do it all? And we do it in line with your astrology and human design. You get the Wealth by Design reading as part of it. And then the longer containers are 6, 9, 12 months, my Fierce Feminine Ascension. Like, that is the program where I hold your hand. We're getting together every single week. You've got me on Voxer 5 days a week, and we're literally working through absolutely everything. So yeah, if you want to go deeper, I thought I'd just throw that in actually. So, but overall, if you're not in that place, think about how you want to make them feel. If you are in that place, you're like, oh my God, you're making me feel so activated. You make me feel so powerful. You're making me feel so inspired, so abundant, and so safe and held, Lynda, because that's how I want you to feel. Then yeah, drop me a DM on Instagram and let's chat, and I can chat you through the different options. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this transmission. Have a wonderful day, weekend, whenever this goes out, not sure. So when you receive it, enjoy. I'm going to go and chat to my client right now, and I send you lots of love. Mwah.